What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show. One of your hosts, Keena Johnson, alongside Dean Kaminsky.
Hello.
Kyron Johnston. Hello. Nathaniel Redden.
Yeah, mate, hang on.
Oh, right.
You
You
still
still?
need my hotspot?
Nah, we can turn it off.
Okay, because it's chilling through my batteries so cold.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Just want to make sure.
What's the Amalgam Show about, Dean? About batteries, isn't it?
Oh, we play Minecraft now?
Yep.
Interrupting?
Interrupting, batteries, pop culture stuff, no shit that we want to talk about. I don't know if care's quite the right word anymore, but, you know, we definitely address it.
The daily grind of life has slowly sucked any enjoyment out of me, and I no longer enjoy
Living.
anything.
Usually when I get sucked, I enjoy it, but, you know, this is just... It's all bad.
It's like in quarterbacking.
It's all
Clean
downhill.
There's no sound, your skin hurts, and it's just very weird.
Fuck!
So that's what it's about.
So if you enjoy all our nihilistic comments, please like the button, click the like button,
Do it.
subscribe, comment below. What's your nihilistic thought of the day?
And ring the bell for just a slight bit of aid to guide you through
The
these.
Villager Bell?
No,
The Taco
In
Bell.
Minecraft?
no, just you'll understand what he's talking about. Maybe soon. Depends on how long it takes Nathaniel to edit.
7
I
months.
don't think I need to edit because everything's already.
I was gonna say all you need, because we fucked it up.
Yeah.
You'll see, is just all the audio in one place.
Have you seen the
I'll just
video?
upload it as is.
We had grand intentions, but they fell through.
Here's this pile of shit.
Look, we had fun
Enjoy.
playing it. You're not gonna have fun watching it, but please watch.
I see you a Minecraft series, and I'll raise you a pile of shit.
Right then, I will give you one thing though. When the series does hopefully get better, and then you understand what Dean's dog's name is, you will need to watch that first episode to understand why it is called.
We're not even gonna tell you when I get the dog or when I give it a name.
It was the first
You have
episode.
to, yeah, but like timestamp.
Like right towards the
Dude,
start.
we didn't timestamp anything anyway.
No.
Spoiler.
No, it's not.
Speaking of Minecraft,
Minecraft for 5 minutes and Tina's got a dog.
Speaking of Minecraft, have you guys seen the video of that like voice actor who's apparently like a really, really nice guy, and then you see James Charles and just fucking goes berserk?
No.
Like him and James Charles are on the same server, and he just fucking chases after him to murder him
Oh, why?
because James Charles is a dick.
Wait, what's this?
Okay.
Minecraft.
So
Is
Oh,
he?
yeah.
Who's
Get
the
off your phone.
No, I'm getting key stuff that we'll talk about.
Who's the famous voice actor?
I don't know. Someone from like Cartoon Network, like he's like sort of Steven Universe adjacent sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then like known
So the
for
guy who
positive-
played Finn?
The human.
No.
Okay.
I think there's like
Oh,
90.
I was like,
If he didn't know
Everyone
anything
was
about
kind of
Adventure
like-
Time, you're like, yeah, he probably is a human.
Jesus Christ. My God. What is
a
this?
human? Yeah?
We thought Minecraft was bad.
What? And you mean
You saw that
Flip of the
Adventure Time in
Goblin?
Minecraft, dude, that was us when we were 11.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, we thought the Minecraft Let's Play was a fucking train wreck, but, like, this is not going much better.
Oh, well. At least you can understand us and I don't sound like that kid from Xbox Live.
At least our tech is working.
Guys, I'm here to play Minecraft.
Hey guys, I'm just new to the server and I just want to play with
That's more accurate, unfortunately.
I was
If you could just be nice to me, I'm really new. Can I get some diamonds? I'm just really low on everything.
Kevin, you're banned from the server because you wrote fuck in the chat. My mom saw it, now I'm grounded.
Yeah. No curses. This is Minecraft.
No
I think
curses
we
on
already
my
broke that.
How much dedicated to when do I need for my Minecraft?
Speaking of being banned from the server, Spider-Man and Disney are no longer a thing.
It's definitely not a server, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I strongly think they're going to backwalk that.
I think if it's not done within a year, it'll be the case.
Look, I already did some research on this.
I've been keeping up on all the articles. It's
surprising.
surprising.
What?
You would...
No, this
Oh.
was a different thing. This is like recent. This is Tom Holland coming at it. But like, what I was
He's gay?
yes.
Yes.
But no, what I was talking about is Yeah.
You did research.
Yeah, no, I did do some research on this. Basically, the biggest problem that Disney had was they bought Fox, right? That's a problem. No, they bought Fox and, what's his name? Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
He has been doing sneakies with Sony for fucking years. So he's actually been helping Sony on a lot of films that he isn't even credited for. One of these films was Venom.
Venom's the only one that came out, and he's probably doing stuff on Mobius and Venom 2.
But
Well,
he also
was.
helped on the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. He was a part of that, but he wasn't credited. And during this time, obviously, there was still stuff happening with the MCU.
Yeah.
So basically, Disney executives were getting pissy that pretty much their gold mine, Kevin Feige, was like giving Sony help for free.
Yeah.
Which, to me, sounds like a pretty good business strategy because obviously Kevin Feige's like, yeah, I want Spider-Man, so I'm going to, just sneak in here, do some touches.
Help
He
out a
obviously
little,
wasn't-
earn some good
Yeah,
faith
like-
among.
Yeah, Sony.
I
Yeah,
know, right.
that's what he was doing, like rebuilding the relationship.
Yeah,
back
yeah,
then. That's why
just
they
building
had
good faith,
But
like
so-
being like I'll help you out with your movies, guys. Like 100%. Like ours are doing great. I can give you some tips. And
But
To
the thing with
me-
Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, they didn't really listen to him.
no,
they
no,
thought they knew
fucking
what they were-
Mark Webb was a piece of shit.
No, not Mark Webb. He was the cog in the machine. It's all Sony and like
Yeah,
Aaron
it's
Apple.
all the
It was higher up
executives.
fingers.
It's executives. And
Mark
the thing-
Webb was literally
The problem with
Yeah.
this, though, is that Spider-Man Far From Home was Sony's highest grossing movie
of all time,
of all time.
beating Skyfall, beating Skyfall.
Yeah.
Made $1 billion.
This
Yeah.
is a fucking. It's just a power play on Sony's behalf.
No,
I
I don't
feel like
I
it
don't
is.
think it was
no.
Sony's fault
Reading
at
all the stuff, what it is, the initial deal with the 5 movies was Sony makes the movies. They get Kevin Feige to help, and there was also Amy Pascal, which she was the Sony side. Disney would get 5% of the profits, but everything else went to Sony. Like they did all the marketing, all the production budget, and all that, and so most of the money went back to Sony, which is fair. They own the property, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then when the agreement ended, because that's how contracts go, they're like, okay, let's go again. Disney like, we want 50-50. We will fund 50, but we want 50 back. And then Sony's like, no, it's not your property.
That's what I was saying. It was Sony pulling a power move. It was Disney being like, we want more, and then being like, no, fuck off.
It's not even that.
And then Disney will stop asking for more, go back to their original agreement. They'll sit down with their lawyers, and they'll be like, okay, well, this clearly makes us both a lot of money. Maybe we can settle on 15% or 20% or something like that. And they'll be like, okay, yeah, and you help us with the stuff. And then that's what gives you this little bit. Like, it will be worked out because it's very workoutable.
Yeah.
Because
money.
they've done it before.
It makes them a shit ton of money if they're going to do it.
But they're also going to have to pay out Tom Holland for his other fucking 3
He only had one
movie
movie.
deal.
He only had one movie left.
Well,
2.
fine.
Tom Holland.
Yeah, 2.
There's one left.
He has one left. He has one more Spider-Man movie
Oh,
left
yeah.
in his
There was,
contract.
there was already the contract for the 3.
Yeah, 3 solos,
Okay.
3
Well, they're still going to
team-ups.
have to pay him out, and Sony is going to have to do this because it
they're
is
not paying-
their property.
They're still going ahead with making the movie.
Yeah, they just can't reference the MCU at all.
That's so
Which
stupid.
is really it sucks because they've spent all of this time like making this character around Tom Holland and giving him the father figure of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And then Tony Stark has died, and that's where Far From Home kind of revolves around it. And now they've got to make Tom Holland his own character without having the Avengers. Like
Well, I
he's
think
the
that'll
kid
be-
of the Avengers, which was a really big thing, especially in Far From Home. Like it was just it was really hard to, have him on the same level as people like Thor,
Fucking Thor,
and
yeah.
Hawkeye and the Hulk. Like you can't have them. Like they've been in the team for so long, and he's just like, hey, I shoot webs, I can catch things, and like fucking, I'm really quick, and I'm also just great.
really fucking strong,
But I'm
but
also really young and naive, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that was always the dynamic there. And they built it up around, okay, now that his mentor is gone, he needs to step up.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like that's where they were kind of going with the third film. But now he needs to step up without having something to step up to, because Iron Man is not a thing.
they're
Well,
just going to
they-
start. They're just going to start calling Mr. Stark.
Well,
Not Mr. Stark. They're just going to call him Ben.
Well,
They're just going to replace him with Uncle Ben, and it's going to be
Well, it could be.
Amazing
I think-
Spider-Man 3.
The thing that you could do, which they've already set up, is the Sinister Six. Like, you had the couple of villains that have hated Tony Stark, but now their hatred's been turned towards Spider-Man, which is what the Sinister Six is, or the hate squad of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And, like, you just transfer their motivation, and, like, without... You just do it. Like, we now hate Spider-Man, and then that's a Sinister Six movie you've got.
Well, I think they can still save this. Not obviously the Sony Disney thing, but I think they can save this movie with what Dean said at the start of his argument. He needs to be his own character.
Yeah.
But that's true regardless of whether the fact he was going to be in MCU or not.
Yeah.
Because all of his character has been based around the Avengers.
Yeah.
But now it can be him becoming Spider-Man. This is who he is.
Yeah.
Now. He's really good at it. And he saves the day, not anyone else. He doesn't team up with people. They've got this whole cast of people already in just the Spider-Man
Yeah.
movies that they can use.
Yeah.
It'll work.
Yeah.
And then after that movie, if they can save that relationship again,
Yeah.
it will lead into something where they're like, holy crap, dude, like this Spider-Man has transformed. Like he's still like goofy,
Yeah.
but he's different.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil anything, but they've set that up really well.
Yeah.
They can still go into that with the ending of the second movie.
Yeah.
With what needs to happen next, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
They can do that. They don't even need to mention Tony Stark at all because the second movie did that enough.
Yeah, and it's... Peter's had his character
Yeah.
development through that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it can just... If they have good writers and a good director,
Yeah.
it can be navigated well. The thing is, Sony doesn't know how to hire good actors or good writers or good directors.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like at this point they've kind of shot themselves in the foot because a lot of people are trying to get on the MCU bandwagon to, be a part of that universe. But if they just hire someone for a Spider-Man role, it's just Spider-Man. It's not MCU at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
They have no way to branch into other parts of it.
Yeah.
Not in saying that they're going to have absolutely no good actors from here. It's definitely possible. They just need to pitch it really well.
Yeah.
And that's going to be probably the not the downfall, but definitely the hardest part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think in a year, we hear that the agreements have come back up. The thing with Guardian 3, James Gunn being fired for his comments that he made 10 years ago, Kevin Feige was not in town anytime they had meetings to fire James Gunn. So when he could finally get his shit back, Kevin Feige just went to Disney and say, hey, this shit's old, what the fuck? Hire, like, I'm getting James Gunn back, whether you guys like it or not. And Disney conceded, and then... But
Because that's what the cast said too.
yeah,
They basically signed like a petition amongst themselves, like,
Yeah.
saying, we're not walking back on set unless James Gunn is at the set too.
yeah,
Motherfucker, like, he made the series.
Yeah.
We just lie in it.
Yeah.
Like, we just professionally lie to a camera.
yeah.
Like, we didn't make this good. He did.
Yeah.
Bring him the fuck back.
Yeah. So, and like, I think that'll happen again with Spider-Man. That Kevin Feige, he had Spider-Man 3 planned or plotted out or whatever his dot points are that he has. And like, and even the director and that cast is that passionate about that project. So I think he'll go to Disney and fight. And he's the only one at Disney who fights Disney. Like Pixar just submit. Lucasfilm submit. They just do whatever they're told. But Kevin Feige's like, no, if you want this shit to keep making $1 billion each movie,
That's because
I know what I'm doing.
That's because Kevin, at this point, can say, hey, make some random new character that we just thought up. Make him Captain America now. And fuck up the whole thing, because everyone's going to listen to Kevin at this point.
Yeah.
So he can willfully fuck up their money, like their gravy train.
Yeah.
Or
Like-
he can step away. Like I'm
Yeah,
not sure if he quite has that power, but he probably does have the power to like, hey, if you don't do this, I'll leave. And then if he doesn't, and then I'll leave, and then they're not going to have anyone to replace him. Whoever they get won't be as good as balancing the 22 projects in 10 years sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think this will sort itself out. And if it's not done within a year, by August next year, it's fucked. Sony going on with Spider-Man 3 in a weird way. And it won't have home in the title.
But see, this is gonna have horrible repercussions. If they don't bring him back to the MCU, it's gonna pull just the same amount of numbers as every other Spider-Man movie that they have not continued with. Like, they're shooting themselves in the foot. They know their Spider-Man properties, when they make it themselves, they don't fucking work.
Yeah.
They don't.
Well, that's a weird thing.
Because Sony gets too up in Spider-Man shit every fucking time that their corporate partners can't keep their dicks in their pants when that sweet little red and fucking blue boy is around.
The thing
they all want to dick him. They all just want to fuck up Spider-Man every fucking time.
The thing is,
so if they're gonna fuck it up again, they're gonna lose their money, and they're gonna leave the fucking title alone.
Well, I'll agree with you.
Because at this point, they tried to reboot him like twice.
Yeah.
This is the third reboot. If they can't get it right after
It's gonna
someone's fucking lifted it up, put it on the shelf, they're gonna unscrew it and be like, "Fuck you," and it's gonna fall through.
the thing is, you notice when Sony interferes. The first two Tobey Maguire movies aren't. They're just
They're
purely
good. They're
Sam
fine.
Raimi movies.
They're
Yes,
fine.
there's always basic corporate shit, but it went in the third one. That's why we had three villains in that movie.
Yeah,
because
'cause
they wanted to
corporates-
just do Sandman, but that's when like add in Green Goblin or New Goblin.
No, he didn't want to do Sandman. He wanted to do two people. He wanted to do Sandman and
Harry.
Harry.
Yeah, and
That's
throw
all-
Venom in it.
And that's all they wanted.
Yeah.
And then corporate was like, "You need to put Venom in this movie."
Yeah.
And he was like, "I don't want to put Venom in this movie. That's the next one." And they're like, "No, now."
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Fuck you," and wrote a terrible script, and that's why we got.
And Amazing all the way through was Sony's interference, and then when Amazing
Yeah, because
2,
you remember fucking every application that he had, every fucking device that was in there was like Sony. What was it?
that's Sony movies in general.
Yeah, I know, but it's fucking every single time they could have a laptop there, they did.
Yeah.
Anytime it could look natural for a laptop to be inserted, they put it there and they just put.
But remember, he was the web designer.
Yeah, that's right.
Was he?
Yeah.
Is that a joke or?
Yeah, that's the joke. He's the web designer.
Okay.
Mark Webb.
Wait, is Spider-Man the web designer? Or
Yeah.
Mark Webb?
Peter Parker is.
Okay. I thought that was a gasp.
Yeah. Did you? Anyway. Yes. So, but the thing now is, Venom made a fuck ton of money.
Oh, by accident.
Yeah. It came out at the right time when no other movies were coming out, and people like Venom as a character, even though he hasn't had too much screen time in mainstream media. But so Venom made money. So Sony is like, oh, we do know what we're doing. We're making money. We put fuck all money into Venom. Let's keep going with that. And that's the thing.
I love that's the most accurate version of how Sony thinks. We know what we're doing. We're making money. Yeah, but how are you making money? Don't know. It just kind of happens, bro.
Exactly.
We pay this nerd with a pen, and somehow we get money.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Sony does not know how to make movies. That's why they keep accidentally making 007 movies. That's why they keep accidentally making...
Oops, 007.
When you run out of ideas and accidentally make another 007 movie. Disney. Disney. Fuck! Damn it!
Sony.
Shit! Just cut that.
No.
Just cut that.
So yes, it's just a stupid corporate thing, and both think they're the best. So
Oh yeah, no. Like I solidly think Sony at this point should cut their losses and just return Spider-Man to Marvel.
no, that's
Because-
not their losses. Like they're still making
but
money.
it is because they will keep spending millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on it. making a subpar fucking movie. No one's going to watch it, or they'll
No,
release
everyone
it.
will watch it, but then they'll try and do something again because it made so much money.
I don't think so.
But it's going to do exactly what Venom did and have the name but not the story.
I think people are really actually starting to get sick of superhero movies.
There is that,
With
especially
now-
post Endgame. Now that everyone's like, ooh.
Now that Endgame is over and everyone's got a nice little fucking bow on their mainline story, they're like, I can definitely see people very much avoiding other superhero movies unless they're as good as Avengers
Yeah.
and stuff like
And
that.
like,
If it's not MCU quality, I can very easily see people backing off.
Well, that's what happened with Justice League.
Well, yeah, exactly. But everyone backed off, and then DC completely changed their movie style.
yeah.
Like 100%. Like I watched Shazam the other day as well. It's a great movie, but
It's perfectly
you know,
fine. Like,
it's
I
great,
enjoyed
it's
it.
fine. But he didn't spend half the movie crying about his dead family,
You know.
which was what we would have gotten pre-Justice League.
Yeah, in the Zack Snyder controlled stuff.
Yeah.
And even Aquaman made over $1 billion.
Yeah,
Made over
Aquaman
$1 billion.
insanely well.
Still
And
haven't
now Jason Momoa was like, "Fuck you, not coming back until fucking Hawaii's all G.
Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone, peace."
To Hawaii's all
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah,
And
because-
then he got trampled by something and fucked up his leg, and he said, "I don't know if we'll be able to get back on set." And then fucking Warner Brothers was like, "Yeah, he can. He'll get back on set."
They'll pay for his physio.
No,
and everything.
no, like he signed a contract. They'll fucking sue the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's part of a protest that's happening in Hawaii because they're trying to build a.
Just a like
I
a
think it's a
not a theme.
telescope. I think they're trying to build a telescope over a sacred part of an island,
Yeah.
and in doing that, they'll destroy the ecosystem of that island and shit like that. But they're like, yeah, but the stars, and we own it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though America is technically an illegal, they have a technically illegal hold on
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
It's the 50th state. It's a state of America.
Yes, they acquired it illegally.
Yeah.
Yes.
They acquired the whole fucking country illegally.
No.
They stole it and then made the laws, so it's
Yeah.
not illegal.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is,
And he's stolen property
Like-
prior to these rules being made. It's
Okay.
not stolen.
the world still had laws at the time that Hawaii was officially
The world
made.
has laws.
At the time,
bite some really
Hawaii
hot food and,
was officially like made a state. The world law at that time said it's illegal to do it the way you just fucking did it. And they're like, okay, fight me. And they're like, no, we just finished that, fam. We're not doing any more of this fighting business. And they backed up.
And they're like, "Yeah, we just really want to just chill out on some resorts."
Hawaii was before all that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. There's
No,
always been
definitely
fighting in
silence.
America. Always.
I was like, who speaks next?
That was deafening. It's like 2 seconds, but it's like.
I couldn't hear shit. Yeah, not gonna lie, don't know what you're talking about. So let's move on to something
Yeah.
we do care about.
Spider-Man. That's the thing. And then we'll get
So what did Tom Holland say?
Tom Holland said, "Oh, it'd be great if we could do it, but we're going forward and we're gonna give it a go, and things are gonna be different."
That's because he
I'm
didn't write
Holland.
it. A fucking press release, dude.
Yeah,
No,
that's
he was
actually-
at D23.
That is actually basically what he said. He was
Yes,
like,
but what
"Look,
I'm saying, he didn't say it. Like, if he himself were to go up there, you've seen how much he's leaked shit about movies.
Yeah.
He would have said something completely unfiltered instead of, it sucks, but we're going to have to go through with it. A complete PR line.
Yeah, he would have said something like, in the third
what
movie
he's
we were
been-
going to.
Yeah, he would have gone, it's like, It sucks because they would have had the. Oh, fuck.
Are you
I think he
saying?
gets to turn off his fanboy sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, just in saying that, like, Spider-Man was gonna die anyway, so it's fine.
And then Miles was going to come in, and then we're going to have Ultimate Spider-Man. That's what we've been building up for the entire time.
I mean, when Miles Morales cut.
We kind of
Charles
gave it.
Gambino's like, fucking hell.
God damn it!
That was gonna be me.
He's just sitting at
That
home.
was like foreshadowing him being in the first one.
He's just sitting at home, just like looks at the press release that Miles Morales has been cast and just fucking cries.
He was cast as Miles' uncle.
His uncle.
Yeah.
I'm aware, yes.
But yeah.
I know. I know.
Still more.
He's accepted the fact that he can't be Miles anymore outside of voice acting.
Oh yes, I know he has. But it would still hurt if I had like a dream role and I had a strong chance to get it.
You look young enough though. Like
No.
he purposely sort of makes
He could
himself
do a
look
young
young.
adult.
Yeah,
Miles,
like a college Miles,
not
not
an
a.
origin story.
But then again, if it does go back into the MCU, when has the MCU ever followed like a strict line? Like they could be
Does
like,
Sony-
Miles was Spider-Man before Peter.
Does Sony own Miles? Like
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
they.
Spider-Man.
They did
Spider-Man
Spider-Verse,
and Spider-Man.
which that's another example of their success. Spider-Verse on the thing.
Oh,
And-
not really.
PS4.
It didn't make that much
Spider-Man.
money.
It made enough for a non-Disney animated movie. It made a lot of money,
It was
and
crazy.
it won Oscars as well. That's
Yeah.
successful.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying like
The
it was a
album
good movie.
alone
Yeah.
won awards.
You got to also think about this though.
But that's the
The
artists
Spider-Man
and all.
game was also a part of Marvel and Sony team up.
Not
Yes,
quite.
it was. It was under Marvel licensing and Sony licensing as well. But it was
Mhm.
both of them. It was Marvel.
It's Marvel just licensing it out to Insomniac. Insomniac needed a publisher, Sony. Like it's a
Which
little,
now owns Insomniac.
yeah now, but
But like, they will still go ahead with those games.
Yeah.
Like there's still a relationship there, is what I'm saying.
the movie, the movies are very
movies
different too.
Completely different.
Because
to,
the
like,
game is called Marvel's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not Sony's
no, yeah, exactly.
Spider-Man. So they still do have the connection to Spider-Man with Marvel. So unless they want to rename or backtrack, I don't know what they're going to do with it then.
The video game side is just a very different thing too. Like
Yes.
it's
But what I'm saying is Marvel no longer owns the license to Spider-Man.
they do own the video game license.
Oh, okay.
Marvel owns everything.
I thought Sony was
Marvel
just...
owns everything, even your house.
I thought Sony was like, Spider-Man? That's ours. And just
No.
ripped Spider-Man
The
out.
only thing Sony
I
has
thought
left.
they took the titles
Just
and
movie rights,
ran.
isn't it?
I thought they took
Yeah.
any licensing of Spider-Man that they gave to Marvel
No.
and
So wait,
ripped it away.
so in saying that,
I'm trying to explain the situation, and maybe you won't have any questions.
so they can't mention Spider-Man in the MCU.
Yeah, so what happened?
Yeah.
to it?
So how? Yeah.
I guess they just move on to what's
Well,
going
to be
on
fair,
with
like all of the movies coming out won't
Hey,
have
remember
Spider-Man.
that time that
To
Captain
be
Marvel
fair,
grabbed
the
that
name-
thing from?
Oh, the Roos? No one's there.
Oh,
What the fuck was that? Oh, nothing.
Sam just yelled out, "On the roofs!" Is he still dust?
Dude, we saved him, right? We brought him back. That was
Also,
a thing.
Peter isn't trademarked. They can still say Peter.
Not part.
No,
You can say
it's
Peter.
not
They can't.
trademarked. Like
They-
that's
Yeah, but they
that-
can't reference him
They
as
can't
Peter.
reference Spider-Man.
I'm totally
In the
certain.
same way that
I'm
that
totally
they
certain that
wouldn't
they can
say
use-
Tony instead of Iron Man.
Yeah, but I'm totally like sure that legally
Totally
you
right.
can say Peter.
if you're referring,
You can say
Yeah,
Peter.
it's in reference.
But if you
Are we in
say
the Hunger Games?
if you say
Peter! Peter!
if you say, oh, do you remember when Peter used his web shooters to get Captain America's
yeah,
shield away, and he used the web that came out of it as some kind of bungee to whip it? Like then yes,
Yeah.
you're in some fucky shit. But if
Yeah.
you just went,
When Peter
man, I
got
miss
shot.
Peter. Done. You just say that.
This
and
is this guy named Peter. Hello.
remember that the character.
Washing the windows. Like, hey,
I'm still here.
Remember that the character called Peter Quill. So
Isn't that Isn't that
Yes,
the
but
name
everyone
of the,
refers to him as Quill.
And Peter.
Isn't that the name of the guy from Deadpool 2 with the mustache?
No.
Peter?
I
I
don't.
think his name is like Dave or something.
It's,
See, this is all going against towards my point that you can say Peter in any fucking movie you,
can
want.
say Peter.
You can say Peter.
Well done. You made a point about a word that you can use. That's
So they
You can say- you can say-
reference him.
no.
You can say Peter, but you can't reference him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As it stands.
They can be like, yeah, Peter, and then everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, Peter Parker, and somebody's going to be like, lawyer.
No, they just don't say Peter. They just go, yeah. What happened to Peter? Done.
What happened to Peter? He's over there. He's watching the windows.
I don't know. I
He's
think,
still
he,
here. Guys, I'm over
I
here.
think he's stuck in Europe somewhere.
Imagine if they like recast Tom Holland as just a random guy named Peter.
Imagine if they just recast Tom
Wasn't even-
Holland as this kid who just like was named Tom and just hung out at the new Avengers.
Hey, is that Peter?
They don't have
No, my name's Tom, sorry.
They have Night Monkey.
Yeah, they,
They can't do Night Monkey.
I think
what
they
the fuck
can.
is Night Monkey?
It's in Far From Home.
Yeah,
It's not a spoiler.
It's
It's
not a
fun.
spoiler. It's a joke.
Oh, I'm guessing that's
It's-
what he's called when he's in his black suit or some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
They don't actually. It's not what he's called. It's just what people are like. Someone
Yeah,
says.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I
that's clearly Spider-Man.
entirely get where it came from. You don't need to explain. They're just like,
They're my job.
ah.
If you know, then why'd you ask?
I asked a yes/no question.
Or he could be the Fantastic Four Spider-Man with just a bag and the suit.
Yeah.
I want. And then he just,
Just don't call him
Bagman.
Peter.
No, he's just Bagman. And then if it's Tom Holland, it's just Tom Holland in a fucking gun.
I used to have a metal suit.
I'm gonna be there.
So let's move on to D23 because that's also been happening.
Yeah.
It's coming to Australia. No, sorry.
What is it?
D23. It's a Disney event. Happens every other year.
Ah, I knew that. I go to all the events
Fake
and follow
nerd.
all of them.
Fake new nerd.
No, it's not. It's called having a fucking like life balance.
Okay, there's a difference between a
Yeah, you shake your head like that because you never heard that before, bitch.
I have.
There's a difference between being a fake nerd and not knowing about every fucking event that happens. Oh,
And
you know
also-
about E3 and
and
Comic Con
also
and
just saying also D23. Like, are you pronouncing Eminem's old band
Yeah.
wrong? Like D24? The fuck? Like, there are so many things. You could say Disney's D20. So don't give me that sass.
we don't know what it is, right?
Fuck you.
The amount of different events that we do know about, we don't know this one. You're like, oh, fuck, fake nerds. But you don't get any pussy. Like,
Alright, let's keep going.
How many V-Bucks you got, huh?
but you've only had 3 victory royales, huh?
D23 has been happening, which is Disney's biannual.
Apparently every year.
Every other year is what I said.
Biannual means 2 years.
You never said biannual.
He said
I
every
just
other
said
year.
it.
No, I wasn't listening. Sorry, be more entertaining.
Just 2 brothers. Oh, ignorance is bliss.
And then they also detailed the Disney Plus streaming service, which is coming to Australia.
Yeah.
Which to me that's surprising because we didn't know since Stan has most of Disney's properties now. Just like we're just gonna get like the Mandalorian through Stan. Doesn't look like it because it's
No,
coming here.
it's gonna get stripped away.
Is that a thing?
Surely, right?
Yes, they removed. They
From Netflix. Netflix
straight
is
up
their
ripped
competitor.
it from Netflix, put it on Stan. I'm pretty sure once they become the competitor to Stan, they're gonna go, fuck you. Put it in theirs.
What's the thing that's keeping Stan running? Oh, our content. Right. Yeah, let's take that.
Yeah, fuck you.
It's not just Stan that they did it in every country did Netflix's competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever the local.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Because that's the plan. That is a solid business plan. People like streaming sites? Fuck, we don't have
People
one
like
yet.
streaming sites, we like being a monopoly. Let's do it, fam.
Yeah, we don't have one yet? Fuck, alright, throw it out there. People love our shit, apparently.
Imagine if they bought like all of them, like all of these Netflix competitors, and then like just rebranded it to Disney Plus. That'd be crazy. They won't.
They won't.
That would be crazy.
They
Yeah.
couldn't, I don't think.
It's
Not
yeah.
legally.
I
weird
think
stuff.
I think they might have some issues with it.
People like
You can do anything legally if you have enough money.
Yeah. And then
Well, apparently
Disney
not
definitely
Hawaii,
has.
so-
Oh, you can do that. It's still illegal, but you'll get away with it. No one will say shit.
so it's coming out a
There
week
you go,
later
Disney.
after America in Australia,
Huh?
which they really don't want Australia to pirate anything.
So America's coming
They're
out
just
first.
like, you're getting it the week after, to the point where the UK hasn't been scheduled.
The week after? That's
I'm
a
fucking
I'm
pirating.
I'm going crazy. A week?
You'll have one episode of
That's the
Mandalorian
funny
and, that's that,
thing,
and
though.
Lady
What
and
the
the
fuck is
Tramp.
Mandalorian?
The Mandalorian is a new Star Wars show.
It's about Boba Fett.
Well, I don't.
It's
think
not
Oh,
Boba Fett.
sick.
I thought it
I'll
was
make
Boba
sure
Fett.
never to watch it.
I thought
It's
it
not
was
Boba Fett.
but it's
I
not
fucking-
Boba Fett.
It's
Yeah.
another Mandalorian.
Oh,
I
It's
thought
like a
it
bounty
I thought
hunter.
it was a Boba Fett.
No.
I thought
Okay,
it was
good.
Boba Fett, but
Okay, then I might watch it then.
It's being done by Jon Favreau, who made a bunch
Chef?
of shit. Yeah, chef.
Yeah, I mean happy.
No, chef.
Chef?
He now has a Netflix series.
I know,
where
I
it's
saw
called
that.
Chef 2.
He had Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland on it.
My name is Chef.
Have you seen Chef? No.
Taika Waititi had directed an episode, so it seems like it's going to be a good show.
He's also playing it.
Well, that means there's
Yes,
gonna totally be
IG-88.
someone in the
Just
cast with this voice. If he directed an episode, he definitely brought a friend over, bro.
He's
Just a bit of
he
rock,
is
paper, scissors
IG-88.
joke for you there.
He's
So don't fuck with me, bro. 20 cartridges for 500 credits, bro. Come on, cheapest in town.
Oh,
He's actually voice acting.
piss off, Force Ghost.
He's the main character in the show. Well, a character.
Yeah, he plays a droid.
Would you like to join my rebellion?
Pretty low on men. That's how Star Wars Rebels starts.
We got the.
Let me come stay at your house, please, bro. You can join my rebellion for free.
Wait, if Star Wars
That's all
and
Ben over
Guardians
there.
of the
We don't talk to
Galaxy
him very much, but he's pretty
are
cool.
both owned by Disney, can they cross over? Can we see Quill flying an X-Wing?
There was a game
I think they
theory
won't do
that
Yeah.
I don't think
that
they'll do
they,
it.
they
do it
did
in comics
address.
eventually.
X-Wing is the old tech of the
They
thing
will.
they have now.
It's inevitable.
Well, they
Okay, look, they'll do it like Keena said in comics, but I don't think it'll ever cross over to the main storyline because Star Wars is based a long.
they'll never
time
make a
ago.
movie about it.
A long time ago.
In
Fine.
galaxies
Just-
far, far away.
Just
It's the
have...
fucking tagline
Can-
of the movie. Do not forget.
And how many times has someone's hand been cut off and the lightsaber just goes floating in space?
And the what?
The lightsaber.
What are you talking about?
Like, how many times has someone's hand been cut off and their lightsaber's just fallen into space?
Well, who's lost their lightsaber in space?
Everyone.
In space.
I don't think anyone's done
Who?
that.
Come on.
I've never done that. Have you done that, Dean? I haven't.
Okay, first of all, the only people that have lost their hands is Anakin, Luke, Dooku. There's more. There has
Ramses
to be
Poo
more.
Poo, Count Dooku.
As far as I know, that's the only three I can think of. Okay? Dooku didn't lose his fucking lightsaber in space because Anakin took it off him.
Yeah, and cut his head off with it.
Anakin didn't lose his lightsaber in space because when he lost his arm, it just fell on the ground.
Yeah, but
And
Clone
then they
Wars.
took it when
Clone
fucking... Huh?
Attack of the
Wars.
Clones.
That was Attack of the Clones, not Clone Wars.
No, I'm talking about
In
Star
comics.
Wars: The Clone Wars.
What are you
What's
talking
what
about?
happens in Clone Wars that
Who-
you're
people-
referencing?
Jedi's get shot in their fucking things all the time. I forgot they're called spaceships.
That was actually...
All the time.
It was caught in the explosion at that point. But in saying that, Luke was probably the only one that did, and even then, it fell down in the Cloud City.
Lightsaber crystals are just Infinity Stones.
Shut up. In which case, okay, that didn't actually like cause any issues because someone fucking found it later, which they still didn't explain, and I'm pissed off about. Oh, I've just got this fucking lightsaber.
You haven't read the novel that explains it?
That is now no longer canon. And it's only
I've redone it.
that one got real loud real quick for a sec.
I don't even know if that's a real thing.
That
So
can't be a real thing.
it's gonna be a real thing.
It can
Disney
be.
not Disney. Star Wars explains every little thing. We got a whole movie.
Star Wars did, and then Disney bought it.
And then we got a movie that explains how we destroyed the Death Star. Good movie, pointless.
Yeah, but they
What
destroyed the...
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
But they destroyed the entire extended universe.
Yeah, but then they're doing it again. They're just doing another extended universe.
That's great. They haven't yet.
There's the comics, there's Battlefront, there's...
They don't exist. Those comics are not a part of it anymore because they're not
The new
created by
comics
Disney.
that are a thing.
Yeah,
they started in
yeah.
2015.
The
They've been
new-
doing Marvel.
The new
publishing.
Disney
Okay, so-
licensed comics are a thing.
So
Yeah,
at what point does that explain how they found the lightsaber?
Oh no, he's saying that they haven't, but they will. It's inevitable.
Yes, inevitable.
So in saying that,
Oh,
back
yeah.
to my original sentence, I'm pissed off that they haven't explained this yet. Not that they aren't going to, that they haven't. They're
Dean,
just like,
Dean.
yeah, we've just got this in a box.
Dean, your current emotions mean nothing. It will come eventually, and you just only think
Okay,
of the
well, let's stop
future.
talking about Tom Holland. They'll eventually do something with him.
I think that's what we said at the start.
No, because we talked about it for 30 fucking minutes.
Yeah, but we also
Speaking of
did say-
Clone
If you
Wars,
like that screaming,
I've got something to say.
what have you got to say?
Oh, wait, before we finish. The
Okay. Also, Clone Wars season 7.
joking.
Clone Wars season 7 is coming out in February, which that'll be fun. It's gonna wrap up the Clone Wars because that got cancelled. I like that show.
Yeah, they didn't really do much with Emperor. He just kind of took
Dipped.
Savage and then killed Savage and then just dipped with Darth Maul.
Yeah, he was just like, hey,
He's like,
I'm gonna kill the orange boy, red boy with me. And they just go.
he was green. He wasn't orange.
I'm gonna plug it.
Savage.
I'm gonna
Yeah, he was
plug
like a sickly green.
Another
Was
YouTuber real quick.
Pretty sure.
Game theory.
Yeah.
You fuck me.
I'm
thought he was
I'm
like a
I'm
yellowy
serious.
orange.
Okay, so did anybody else watch the film theory on the new Star Wars movie?
No.
It's actually pretty good.
No,
You
I
should
haven't
watch
seen
it. I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
Basically, they're like, I will give you a quick rundown.
It wasn't
I'm not
even a
gonna talk about it.
second. It wasn't
I'm not going
even
to
a
talk about it, but
I don't want to, but I'm compelled.
I'm so compelled. Okay,
It's
so
kind of yellowish.
That's definitely more green than orange. Savage and Press.
That's
Sorry.
I would say
I
yellow.
would say yellow.
Okay,
That's
so
more green than orange.
if you're
though.
listening on
Yeah,
just
yellow's
one of the
like a
audio,
mix.
Yellow is not a mix of green and orange.
I think it is.
No, yellow is a main product of both.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Yellow is a main part of making green.
Not a byproduct of
and
the
orange.
two.
So I'm saying it's like in the mid ground. It's in Midgard.
What the
I'm just saying. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna talk about film theory.
It's yellow.
Oh,
definitely not orange.
Well, it's yellow. It looks yellow.
Yeah.
That's green.
Yeah, it's more green than orange. I'll give you
It's
that.
fine to be wrong, guys. Don't worry.
Anyway, the film theory
definitely
on
fucking green.
that was, and it sounds far-fetched.
This is gonna be the
but I would
new
recommend watching it. It was
white,
basically
black.
the Emperor reincarnating
Yanni.
himself as Rey.
Laurel.
I saw something like
Sorry,
that.
I was not listening.
Yanni.
Doesn't matter.
Yanni.
Just keep listening now.
What was it about?
Laurel.
The Obi-Wan show has been officially announced.
Oh, yeah, so-
Ewan McGregor doing it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
People think that this show could be about, you know, how at the end of episode 3, at the end of episode 3, Yoda's just like, hey, if I've been talking to Qui-Gon, he's a ghost now, and then it'll probably be Obi-Wan's trying to figure out how to do the ghost trick.
Trying to figure out how to talk to the
Wow, that
ghosts.
sounds fucking boring.
They'll make it like that'll be like the main point, but there'll obviously be lightsaber fights and
Can
shit.
we get
We'll get live action.
Can we get
him
some-
versus?
if he's
Maul.
dealing with Force ghosts a lot, can we get like just one scene that's like that Dirty Dancing scene? Or Ghost?
Ghost.
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 That's definitely what you think.
Dirty
I don't know.
Dancing.
I don't know. They both got that fucking same
Such a
dude.
crazy.
They both got the dude in it. I never seen the movie.
Dirty Dancing.
I don't know.
But with lightsaber.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dirty Dancing.
I want to see you and McGregor do the Dirty Dancing scene.
Whatever. I want to see him do the ghost scene
No
with
one puts you
Qui-Gon.
in a coin.
I want to see him sculpting a new lightsaber with Qui-Gon in the background. That's how he gets
He
his
doesn't
new
need a
one.
new one.
That's how he gets his new one.
He doesn't need a new one. He didn't lose it.
Oh, well, that's right. Yeah.
He's the only one that like kept his lightsaber because he's good
Yoda
at his
lost
fucking
it.
job.
Yoda was.
He lost it in the first episode, and he used the
fucking do
green
his job.
one to kill Maul. So he didn't keep his lightsaber always. So false, fake nerd.
Did it fall down the well?
Timmy,
That is
call that fucking Timmy because it's down the well.
That is such an oversimplification of what it is not.
Fall down the well.
I just imagine like that scene
Gaping
happening.
pit into space. That's the one!
The lightsaber was broken, you fucking loser.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, wait,
fucking
no.
Rocket will
Wait.
fix it.
No, it wasn't broken, he kicked it down. But regardless,
Suck ass, bitch.
it's not a fucking well. Because if it was a well, he would have just fallen down and then used the force to break the tension.
Lucy would have barked.
Here's the thing, you all knew what I was talking about, so am I wrong?
We should name this podcast Everyone's Kinda Right. We all think we're so entitled about it.
Featuring excessive yelling.
Everyone's kind of right, but loud about it.
Everyone's kind of right, but they're so loud you don't even care.
Sorry, is this Parliament?
Headphone warning.
No, Mr. Speaker.
I'm gonna go get stuck with Uluru, BRB.
Now, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to announce that Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel are also getting Disney Plus shows.
Oh yeah, and they wanted Keanu Reeves to be in Moon Knight, didn't they? Something
No?
Mr. Speaker,
I thought they said
just
that,
recant your statement.
I heard something about how they said if they were to bring Keanu Reeves into the MCU, he'd have to play Moon Knight or something like that.
I know they want Keanu Reeves, but I don't necessarily know if it's from Moon Knight.
Okay.
It could be. It could just, yeah. Apparently, but also it's been said that Moon Knight's going to be, like, not as dark as Daredevil. I'm like, what's the point then?
Why is it Miss Marvel? I thought it was Captain Marvel.
Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel's a
Kamala Khan.
stretchy bitch.
Yeah.
She's just Mr. Fantastic too.
Yeah.
And
So
small.
bombastic.
Ms. Marvel is an Inhuman who gets affected by the Terrigen Mist, and then becomes a thing, and she has stretchy powers. And Captain Marvel was always her biggest, favorite character. I don't know how exactly it's going to work in this, but she was hanging around for those 5 years in Endgame, so that's the thing.
Biggie Cheese joins MCU as Mr. Bombastic.
And yeah, She-Hulk.
That's a roll.
She-Hulk's just going to be probably a courtroom drama, which would be great.
Which is,
She-Hulk. She's a lawyer.
she's a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like Daredevil?
Yeah.
Can we see Daredevil and her have a fight in the courtroom?
I want
Who
that.
would win?
I think She-Hulk would. And it was like, I'm blind. She-Hulk's just like, big clap. I can't see anything. She-Hulk, you dead. I'm in the case. Actually, you're going to jail for murder.
I can't see anything, but I can hear real good. My fucking ears!
At least I can feel things. Breaks arms off.
I heard my eardrums break.
Fantastic.
I don't need to hear to know I'm fucked.
The world looks like a broken guitar string now.
Fucking Christ.
Reverberations felt throughout the universe.
We are degenerates.
Daredevil gets fucked on by the clap.
That sounds like a different movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you look that up in Pornhub, you might actually find something.
Something. Any final thoughts on all of this besides the clap?
Children.
No.
Not on this, no.